What's up, y'all? It's Daniel, your Shoemmelier. As it seems to be at the end of every December, beginning of every January, it's customary for people to release their top or their favorite lists. Maybe it's books, maybe it's movies, and in this case, it's sneakers. And while I might be later than some to release my top or favorites list, I thought, why not? It's still considered the first weekend of the year, maybe the first Monday of the year. So let's get down to what I consider to be my top 21, in honor of the year 2021, favorite sneaker releases of 2021. Now, 3 things before we get to the list. Number 1, this is my favorites list. It's not what I think is the best shoe because that's entirely subjective, and it's just easier for me to tell you what shoes I liked the most that released in 2021. So you'll probably see some shoes on this list that you're like, what is that shoe doing on there? And I'm pretty sure you're gonna not see some shoes that you're thinking, why was that shoe not on the 21 list? Again, it's my top 21 favorite sneaker releases of 2021. Second thing, the trophy room is not on this. It's a good looking shoe. The storyline would be good, but I, like many others out there, just cannot put it on a favorite list or even a top list because of how the release was handled. Not gonna go into details because it's been exhausted many times before, but you won't find it on this list. And number 3, spoiler alert, while a Travis Scott is on this list, it's not number 1. It's fine. I like Travis Scott, and I understand there's a lot of controversy about what happened at Houston. I didn't take that into account, but regardless, it wasn't gonna be the number 1 shoe, but it's on there. So for all you Travis Scott stans, it's there. It's just not number 1. So without further ado, bring on the top 21 favorite sneaker releases of 2021. Coming in 21st place is a shoe that actually has 21 in its title. And while this colorway isn't, well, maybe might be my favorite colorway of this particular shoe because it's the only colorway I have of this silhouette, it's more representative of the entire silhouette. And it's the Adidas Ultra Boost 2021. Quickly, I have called this the most comfortable of all the Ultra Boosts thus far. I am a big fan of the big, thick, with 2 C's or a Q Ultra Boost midsole. I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great fit. It's super comfy. It borrowed a little from the Yeezy 380, but I have to say, this is definitely one of my favorite silhouettes, and I can't wait to try on and experience the Ultra Boost 2022. But as of right now, the 2021 Ultra Boost is number 21 on my list. Coming in at number 20 is the first Dunk High in my entire collection, and it's the Ambush in Nike Dunk High Flash Lime. I like both of the colorways, the navy blue and the flash lime, and I intend to get the navy blue colorway, but to me, I just really love the colorway, obviously, but I love the extended swoosh that comes out to the end, sort of like the wings of Mercury or Nike, I suppose. That would make a lot more sense. It's surprisingly more comfortable than I anticipated, and I really like the silhouette. I love the way it looks, and I love how loud and ostentatious the colorway is, which is why I got this colorway before I got the navy blue, but solid entry, 20th favorite sneaker release of 2021. At number 19, we have another colorway that is more representative of all of the silhouettes that released in 2021, and it is the OG, the inaugural release of the Mosh Runner, the Centralia colorway. This is a new upstart of a sneaker company, I suppose. Mosh has been customizing shoes for quite some time, but this year saw the release of the Centralia and many other colorways, and to this date, I have ordered almost all of the colorways that were available, and I love the shoe. It's super comfortable. This OG one is great, especially with the towel terry cloth sock liner and inside of the tongue. Again, it's representative of all the colorways that were released. I love this silhouette. I love that it's open for basically 4 days for pre-order, so if you want it, you can grab it. And I love to support new, young, upstart businesses, though he's not new and young, but still, it's the first silhouette. I love it. I even made a video telling him to stop making it because I can't stop buying it. Number 19 in my favorite list of 2021 is the Mosh Runner. Number 18 sees the first silhouette in my list that I don't actually own or have in my possession. And it's the Kith and New Balance 1300 in the Antler colorway. It is a dope colorway. The 1300 is a fantastic silhouette. New Balance is always such high quality, same when you mix it with Kith, and I think it's super cool, and I wish I had it, and I love everything about this particular shoe, and this is my favorite colorway of the releases on that package that Kith did with New Balance, but it will be in my possession at some point. But even though I don't have it yet, it is still one of my top 21 favorite shoes of 2021. Coming in 17th place is the Sacai and Nike Low Classic Green. I love this shoe. It is way more comfortable than I thought it ever could be. I now have 2 of these colorways in my possession. This is my favorite thus far, and I just think it's so cool with the exposed foam, obviously the double laces, the double swooshes, the double everything. It is a heavy shoe, but it doesn't really feel that way on foot, and I just love everything about this. Even if I don't like the other colorways, like the orange or the blue, the cause ones are great. I have the purple cause. Those are fantastic. This is such a good shoe. It's another one that's representative of all of the Nike and Sacai Low collabs, but to me, this is a solid shoe. Definitely one of my top 20 favorites of 2021. At number 16, we have the Adidas and Packer Ultra 4D in the classic green colorway. I am a huge fan of the 4D technology. The Ultra 4D silhouette is one of my favorites, and I love the collaborations that have come out, like with Social Status and Packer. I think this is fantastic. This is one of 2 colorways I think they released in 2021, and this is definitely my favorite. Definitely a top 3 or 5 in all the Ultra 4Ds that I have in my collection. Just the green and the navy blue, and then you have that cream off-white colorway for the 4D technology. It's such a good looking shoe, and another shoe that's maybe more representative of the 4Ds that came out in 2021. But to me, this is my favorite colorway that was released in 2021 of the Ultra 4Ds. Coming in at 15th place, this silhouette and colorway very well maybe the first one you're going like, why is that on the top 21 list? And I get it, or why is it that high? And it's okay. Again, it's my favorite. And the top 21 favorites list, well, has shoes that I consider to be my favorite. And this is one. It was a late entry, not the latest of entries, but it's the Nike and Air Jordan 1 Handcrafted. I know there are some people out there that don't like the shoe. They don't like the colorway. They don't like the materials. I like everything about it. I love the brown or mocha up there. I love the burgundy. I love the gray. I love the white. I love the forest green. Everything about this shoe speaks to me. It's my favorite colors put together in one pair of shoes with the orange. And then you also have those Union inspired laces with the black that go into orange, that hot volt orange. It's great. It's a wonderful colorway. You may think it has no place on this list. You may think it's okay, but definitely not that high. But to me, 15th favorite release of 2021. In 14th place, we have a shoe that's again representative of the technology, but the Nike Overbreak Mars Yard colorway is one of my favorite shoes. I wear it so much, number one, because it's in the UT Texas Longhorns burnt orange and white-esque colorway, so I get to wear it to all the football game. But the React technology, the Overbreak, that fat, thick midsole, so comfortable, so wonderful. I have 4 or 5 different colorways of the Overbreak, and I love every one of them because they're so comfortable, so wonderful. But again, the most representative of my love would be that Mars Yard colorway, which is why it's one of the top 15 favorite sneaker releases of 2021. Lucky number 13 is a shoe that I recently reviewed and called the most comfortable Yeezy released ever, and it's the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Compact in the slate blue colorway. While I did mention that the con is that it is a little thicker, may not work really well in hotter climates like down here in Texas. Currently, it's in the 20s and 30s, so it works out just fine. And I was not lying when I say that this silhouette and this colorway, maybe just a silhouette, is the most comfortable. It has the boost, it has that prime knit, but there's something about the way it all came together and that squishy, thick tongue that's on top that really ties it all together and makes this the most comfortable Yeezy, but also one of my favorite releases of 2021. Also because it's so ostentatious and grand in its delivery. It's a funky looking shoe, but I love it. I love the swings that Kanye and Adidas took. So definitely one of my favorite releases of 2021. Number 12 may be a little bit low for this colorway in some people's eyes, but there was a lot of heat above it, and it's the Nike Air Jordan 1 University Blue colorway. I know, blasphemy, it's not even in the top 10. It's a great looking shoe. I love the shoe, especially when you can color swap and mix different laces in it, not just black, not just white, maybe some of that pink or a dusty rose, off-white pink, kind of whatever. It's a beautiful shoe. I love it so much, and I'm willing to overlook the fact that the blue on the outsole doesn't match the blue on the upper, but it's still an iconic colorway on an iconic silhouette. It's a great looking shoe, just not good enough to be on my top 10, but definitely one of my favorite releases of 2021. Another silhouette that was a late release, even if it come out earlier, wouldn't crack the top 10, but it's just outside at 11th place. It's the Nike Air Jordan 11 cool gray colorway. I love the 11s. It's one of my favorite silhouettes in the Jordan catalog. I think it goes 3, 11, 4. and then 1 would be just outside the top 3. The cool gray, we've all talked about it. It's an iconic colorway. I love it. I'm a fan of patent leather. I'm a fan of the patent leather on this shoe, and I don't even mind the high cut of the patent leather on this particular re-release. It's all good. I love the shoe. I'm glad to get it, and I don't care that a lot of people got it because it's wonderful. I love it, and that's why it's 11th place on my favorite sneaker releases of the year. And now we have the top 10 of my favorite sneaker releases of 2021. And at 10th place is another Nike Air Jordan 1, this time in the Hyper Royal colorway. And I tell you, I love this shoe more than the University Blue. I know some people may say, that's so blasphemous. How could you do that? But there's just something about that brushed, vintage, crusty, off-white, baby blue colorway that's on there. And again, when you mix it with other lace colors, it's so fantastic. It is the distant cousin or fraternal twin to the turbo green colorway, but I prefer this one. I think it's great, and gun to my head, I would choose the Hyper Royal over the University Blue 10 out of 10 times. That's why this is in the top 10 of my favorite sneaker releases of 2021. Yeezy and Adidas make another appearance on this list, this time in 9th place with the Adidas in Yeezy 450. This one I'm putting the cloud white on there to be representative of the 450s that have come out this far. I have this colorway. I have the slate black or the black slate colorway. Honestly, the OG is my favorite of it, though I like the black one. I wish the back of the black got rid of that brown and it was just solid black, but what can you do? I love the big swings. I've already talked about it. No risk, no reward, and they're really going for it. And this is such kind of an ugly shoe, but I dig it. I think it's comfortable. I love the sock-like fit. I love the sock-like upper. I like the laces. I like the outsole, the midsole that looks like it's a kind of a bone hand is reaching from the grave to take you down. It's a fantastic looking shoe. I think it's comfortable. It doesn't have boosts, but that's okay. It's comfortable enough. And you gotta respect the swings that Kanye and Adidas took. So that's why this particular silhouette, the 450, is one of my favorite releases of the year. At 8th place is a colorway of a silhouette that I waxed poetic in an earlier video, asking Nike to release more of this silhouette in more of the iconic colorways, and it's the Nike Air Jordan 1 Zoom Air Comfort Bread colorway. It's a women's only shoe, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't grab it because I'm a size 9 men, and they released plenty of bigger sizes. I love the shoe. I love the technology. As I have said and many others have said, Jordan 1s are just not that comfortable, but these Zoom Air Comforts are super duper comfortable. And the more Nike releases in not only crazy original collaborative colorways, but in the OG colorways, I'm gonna grab. And I want Nike to make more of them. And the bread is the best colorway representative of why I love the technology. And again, why that colorway and silhouette is on my top favorite releases of 2021. 7th place sees the second shoe on my list that I don't have in my collection because it's expensive and because the designer recently passed away, so resale has gone completely through the roof. It's the Off-White and Nike Air Jordan 2 Low Varsity Red. I think it's a great looking shoe. I've never been able to try it on, so I don't know how it feels on foot. And honestly, that shoe might be more of a display shoe than an actual wear shoe, though I would wear the shoe. I just think it's really, really cool. It's a great colorway. It's a great take on this shoe, and it's kind of re-sparked this resurgence or renaissance, if it even had something to do with the Air Jordan 2. We're gonna see some different collabs with it coming out this year with the Union, and there's some general release colorways. So whether Virgil was the first one to do it or Union or whoever, I'm not sure, but this is definitely representative of the impetus of their genesis, of the exodus, of whatever, all these other biblical terms, mythological terms. Basically, the Air Jordan 2 is about to pop off, and I think that this colorway and silhouette probably has a lot to do with it. Probably never have it in my collection, but it's definitely one of my favorite releases of 2021. And just outside the top 5, in 6th place, is the third shoe that I don't have in my collection and will likely never have as well. And it's the Fragment and Nike Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low. Count me as one of the many who prefer the low to the high. There's just something about the way the high looks that maybe goes, And then also the price. It's completely ridiculous. That silhouette and colorway is not worth that price. I can see why the Jordan 1 Low is worth the price that it's going for because it's significantly cheaper. At some point I may grab it, but right now it's not on my have to have list, but it's a great looking shoe. And if you take the controversy aside and all that stuff, it looks good. I bet it feels good. And I love the way it looks with different laces. So that's why it's on the list just outside the top 5. Maybe one day I'll have it in my collection. We'll see. But definitely one of my favorite releases of the year. And in 5th place, we've entered top 5, the 4th and final shoe on this list that I don't have in my collection, but will grab at some point, is the Nike and Union Air Jordan 4 in the Taupe Haze colorway. That's right, I prefer this to the Lakers colorway. Not that I hate the Lakers or anything, go Spurs go. I just like that grayish brown and the green colorway of this. I have the first two Union 4 releases. I also have the Union Jordan 1 releases, and I just love what they're doing. I've said many times before that them and Montoya are two of the greatest collaborators right now. That's right, over Travis Scott with Nike. And I don't like everything Union's doing, but I like a lot of it. And this is why this particular colorway is on my top 5 favorite list of the sneaker releases of 2021. And in 4th place, just outside the top 3, it's the latest entry, the latest release that you can almost get for a shoe on a 2021 list because it released one day before the end of the year. I guess the 31st is the end of the year. This released on December 30th. It's the Nike Air Jordan 1 patent bread colorway. Oh, it's so good. I don't even know, like someone said, it looks like a shoe display. I'm gonna wear this shoe. I don't hate because it's patent. I don't hate because it's gonna get creased. I wear my shoes. I encourage everyone to wear their shoes, but you do you. I love the little things that come involved, like you have the little stitching of family inside. I love it's on the other shoe, the little flying Jordan gold trinket. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's a great looking shoe. It's a good way to finish off the year. But I love the 3 above it way more. Maybe not way more enough to put it in the top 3, but a worthy shoe, 4th place in my favorite sneaker releases of 2021. And we've reached top 3 of my favorite sneaker releases of 2021. And if you followed the channel, if you followed my social media, you have a pretty good idea of what maybe 1 or 2 of the top 3 is, and you might have a really good idea of the sneaker that's at the top. But in 3rd place, receiving the bronze medal, is the Nike Impata Air Max in the Monarch colorway. Now, this is burnt orange Texas Longhorns colorway all the way through, and that's probably why it's my favorite, but it's also my favorite because it's the first one that came out. I prefer it to the Aqua Noise. I prefer it to the eggplant, reddish, maroon, burgundy, whatever, magenta colorway. I don't have the black and white. It will be in my possession, but I think the black and white will be my 2nd favorite colorway. But for now, this collaboration in that burnt orange and white Monarch colorway is definitely my favorite of the 4, and it is a beautiful shoe. And if this other company, sneaker boutique designer, hadn't designed 2 of the most iconic and amazing shoes of the year, this very well may have been the #1 shoe of the year in my book. But it's a comfortable shoe. It's a great looking shoe. It's simple yet effective in its innovation of what they did to the shoe. And I just can't say more about the shoe than others have said, probably more eloquently than me. So the Pata and Nike Air Max in the Monarch colorway, definitely a top 3 shoe of the year. That's why it's 3rd place on my list. Receiving the silver medal for my top sneaker releases of 2021, the Nike and Montoya Jordan 1. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that I have spoken so eloquently, so much about how much I love what Montoya has done, not only with the design of the shoe, but the materials of the shoe, but most importantly, with the release of the shoe, how they were able to implement some anti-bot technologies. Not every bot is foiled. There's still some that got through, and a lot of resellers got to eat on those days. But they did a great job, and I was able to secure my Jordan 1 pair and the #1 sneaker on this list. Got it for retail, got it on the main site, and I had no problems. It was amazing. I was shocked. This shoe is so beautiful, and had the other shoe not released, this would definitely be a contender for shoe of the year. And I can see why some people would say this is their favorite sneaker release of the year. But as I am not the world's biggest Jordan 1 fan, it's only my 4th favorite in the Nike lineage, that's probably why it's not at the top. But also I think what they did with the other silhouette and colorway is a little bit more special. But that doesn't change the fact that this is not a beautiful shoe, a shoe that will go down, at least in my opinion, in history as one of the greatest collabs with Nike. It will be a shoe whose appreciation will only keep improving and shooting up. And if you slept on it and you missed out on it, I think you're gonna kick yourself in the foot. But not with the shoe, because it's too good to do that. It's a beautiful shoe, definitely top 3, definitely top 2, obviously, but not good enough to be top 1, but still the Nike Air Jordan 1 and Montoya is definitely one of my favorite sneaker releases of 2021, maybe of any year, but for this year, 2nd place. And probably to the surprise of no one on this channel, because this shoe has been consistently on the top 10 lists of sneakerheads or sneaker channels or magazines or anyone that's sneaker adjacent, sneaker related. My #1 favorite sneaker release of 2021, and it wasn't even close. Well, it was close, but not as close as many would think. It's the Nike and Montoya Jordan 3. As I said in the video, it's such a beautiful shoe. It's not just a shoe, it's art. I will maintain, like others have said, and will continue to say that this particular collaboration, the Jordan 3, will go down in history as how you should handle a collaboration in terms of design, materials, quality, and as I spoke earlier, release and the ability for Joe Q Public to grab their pair. Resale was monstrous for this colorway before the shoe came out, and after, well, it kind of settled and went down to earth. And I think it's fairly okay. It's a little more than the Jordan 1. It's gonna go higher. And if you think that this shoe is gonna dip down and maybe you can grab it for a good price new, I think you're gonna hate yourself, because this one and the Jordan 1 are gonna go through the roof eventually, and these are gonna be held in such esteem, I truly believe, as like the OG Fragment and Jordan 1 type designs. I think that these collaborations, the 3 and the 1, they're iconic. And when this shoe came out early this year, I said it then, and I've maintained it, and it never wavered, it never lost its perch, because this Nike and Shoemmelier Jordan 3 colorway is definitely my favorite sneaker release of 2021, and I'm gonna break what I said earlier. I think it's the top release of 2021. Not only my favorite, but the best release of 2021. And that's my story. And I'm gonna stick to it. And now for the fun part. What do you think about my list of my favorite 21 sneakers released in 2021? Sound off in the comment section down below. What sneakers didn't make the list that you think should have? What sneakers were on the list that you thought had no business being there? What sneakers are too low? And what sneakers are too high? Let's discuss it all in the comment section down below. We all love sneakers. We all have different opinions, and that's why it's my favorite list. It's gonna differ from yours. I'd love to hear what you think. Let's go back and forth and chop it up down below. And so, to all of you out there, wherever you are, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and just chill. Till the next episode.